Hi, Sagittarius. I'm like way late. You can probably hear it in my voice. like, I had gotten some work done, and then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened, Sag, but I was less than well. And I think that it's so funny because I just want to just say this, but when you ask for things, you typically don't get to decide how they work out. And so, I mean, how they can work out can be way different than you think. Okay. So I was asking because I've been struggling at times. Definitely this was a rough allergy season on me. And so I've been struggling at times with a cough and everything. And I was saying to the universe that I just wanted to feel better. I just want to feel better. And then this whole thing happened, and all of a sudden, and I don't want to be gross, so I don't want to say, but all of a sudden, I felt better and I could breathe. My sinuses are clear. It's so crazy, Sage. So it can come on you like a storm. Just saying. And this weird thing happened because I have this thing of protection that I is over my door, and I kind of feel like it was telling me that maybe my um, I need to have a stronger spiritual protection for myself. So pay attention to the things that happen. They will tell you a lot, Sag. So I'm not this is a daily Sag, but I'm not going to do it the way I usually do it because we are like halfway through the day. But so I just pretty much asked what you needed to know. If you're looking for personals, check out. It's always in the description box. There's never really a time I close them off, except that I don't, book during the weekends. But I also am offering a special, which really could give you inspiration for things coming towards you. And that is only in effect, y'all, for a couple more days. As a matter of fact, I think you have 3 more days to book it, and then it's over. And that's 40% off, so that's a good deal. So, anyways, let's get into it. Because I called for the moon cards, and I feel like, I don't know why, Sag, it just feels like this is something that is going to work its way through in this next full moon, which is very interesting to me because the next full moon is at 29 degrees. That is the anaretic degree, the degree of completion. So, yeah. So, Moonlight Enchanted, we're seeing, all of the cycles here. And, what was here underneath was, calling for you to be patient. This is a whole cycle working its way through. And it really has to do with abundance. And literally so much came through for full moon energy, except for the last. Except for the last. And, this is about abundance. But even more than that, it's about something you're wanting to manifest, okay? So it will be different for everyone. Something you've been trying to make happen. We know the magician doesn't give up, right? So, it kind of, and the magician works with everything at their disposal, right? The good, the bad. So there could have been some challenges here, honestly. And I feel like you've been maybe worried about it happening. It's like there seems to be this energy of not being super sure about it, that it will happen. But you can't let people know that. you know what, there's this energy here for a fake it till you make it energy, because it really feels like, if it does feel like you're finding out something that you knew, and you've been looking for it, maybe even evidence about it. This definitely has to do with people, and it really does have to do with who's on your side and who's not. Yeah, it's super interesting, right? And that's why, like, you can't, I feel with the Nine of Swords and the Queen of Swords is this energy of not letting people see you sweat. Like, don't even, like, you're having doubts. That's for sure, right? But you can't let people see that. Like, you have to, the presence that you need to display is complete sureness. And it does feel like fake it till you make it, right? It does. And it's so interesting because, of course, Nine of Swords is about nightmares, this could be keeping you up, worrying about it, specifically in details. Because I don't know, the King and Queen of Swords, every time I see them, I think about details. I really do, right? And that's in your head energy, definitely. And you'll know this is for you if you're waking up at 3 o'clock. I literally wake up at 3 o'clock every night. Because that's actually the witching hour, and when spirits are most likely to talk to us. And if you're in Nine of Swords energy, it's like, will you be able to receive that? Because also the Queen of Swords is very intuitive and very much about receiving information, just like the High Priestess is. But I do really feel like there's a lot of energy here in terms of whatever it is that you're trying to manifest or work out in your life. How you present yourself in it is going to be really important, because you got some people here who maybe, I don't know, they might not want the best for you, but they may also see like an opportunity, if I'm being real with you. So the Moon's wisdom take the lead. They're saying that you have to retain complete control here and be in complete control. But with the Hierophant and the Cozy Witch, like, especially if you're trying to get help. If you're trying to get help, you may be, like, the Hierophant is a lot of things. And you could be, like, for some, if this is something you're trying to start and you're trying to get assistance from companies or institutions, if you show any weakness, like that you're not totally sure that this will work, people will seize on that and seek to take advantage. So you definitely have to be really careful about who you ask for advice, right? Where you go, and not letting people see you as the fool. Like you don't know what you're talking about. It's almost like, especially with the Queen of Swords here, have a script in place. Have a script. I know that sounds bizarre, Sag, but they're telling you very much to beware of people that would take advantage of you. And send you on a path that is wrong because they sense a little bit of the fool in you. Like you don't completely know what you're doing. So you have to go in there, and it can't be like willy-nilly either. Like you have some feelings about not knowing if it will work out, but you can't let people see that, and you have to show yourself as being 100% committed. You have all the details. You have the plan. All you need to know. So I would be very wary even of asking for advice, to be honest. I would seek out other avenues of finding help, because especially if with this placement, if you go to people and ask them for help on this thing that you're trying to do, I think they might steer you in the wrong direction. And I think honestly, they might do it on purpose, you know? Because also, the Hierophants, it is like a particular way of doing things. And what you might find is that whatever the standard way of doing things is, that's not for you. And it's not the way you're going to go, because it's never the way you go. Right? So be very careful of that, to be honest with you, and trust your intuition. I can't explain it, Sag, but I feel like you know already. And maybe it's something you don't want to believe, right? With the Six of Wands and the Four of Cups here. And what's very interesting to me is there's 3 friends here, there's 3 friends here. There's 3 people here. So, and 3 a.m. is showing up, so I don't know if that's relevant for you. But, a lot of people are going to be paying attention to whatever it is, right? And you are supposed to really be in tune about, first of all, be very confident, and who you put it in front of. I don't know how else to say that, because, the Four Cups is about being picky, and, it's telling you not to be so picky, to just go out there and do it. But I feel like your intuition is telling you something, because you've been holding back, specifically, maybe from a particular group of people, right? Who, it's 3 of Cups. Normally I would say that is support, but it coming up with the Four of Pentacles, it's kind of telling me that maybe at one time these people were supportive, but at this point that you can't count on them. You can't count on them. And I think part of it, and I keep getting drawn back to the Hierophant energy, part of it is because you're the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands doesn't do everything according to a handbook or a rule book. And I think what you might find is that the people who usually support you, 1, they might think that you're being crazy. 2, they might not agree with the Knight of Wands energy, with you bending the rules that have been in the Hierophant's energy forever and ever. But I kind of get the sense that if you are not the Queen of Swords, people are not going to take you seriously. And so, yeah, wow. Sagittarius, what the heck? All right. So that would mean, too, like, have all the details worked out. Don't look to other people for support. This is something you're building on your own. The Knight of Wands is also independent, and so is the Four of Pentacles. And it could be that, like, you thought, like, maybe these people would put in, or help out. And I wouldn't count on that, Sag. Even though the 3 of Cups is very supportive, and I feel like you don't have solid evidence. I do. I feel like you don't have solid evidence that these people aren't for you. And it isn't like they're not for you. They're all for the good of everything. It could be they're just not for the hard things. And it could also be they just don't agree with how you're doing it. Because there seems to be this, have you thought this out? Right? And with the Knight of Pentacles here with Justice, I just feel like this is part of the process of what you're learning, and this can be being honest with yourself, and, you've got to, like, very much within yourself, 1, not show any weakness, and in order to do that, it could be really good to have every single detail worked out. No willy-nilly, right? willy-nilly is like wishy-washy, like, So in the mystery cards, faith, justice, trust, runaway, freedom, captivity. Yes. There's someone here who believes in you, Sag. Let me just say that. There's someone here who believes in you and wants to help you. But I don't think it's these people. So, very interesting. So, at first I wasn't going to do an extended, but maybe we will do an extended for the mystery cards, And take a look at who might seek to manipulate you, Sag. A lot of people do that, though, with Sagittarius. And because we have a lot of ideas, right? And they tend to, a lot of the times it's the way we present it. Like we don't know what we're talking about, or we don't know everything about what we're talking about. Like we often come off whimsical, like we're doing things on a whim. So it's very important that you don't. Okay? Yeah. You have to show up as the Queen of Swords. I know what I'm talking about. This is my truth. This is what I'm doing. I'm very sure of it. And then when you're home, you can be like, well, not totally sure, but it's like so much for me is here about don't let them see you sweat. Wowza. And I feel like a lot of this, now I know the full moon's a little ways ahead, but it just feels like this is important for you to know. And also Spirit telling you to be very observant, honestly. I said what I said. Because the people that you think are on your side may not be on your side. And you need to know that. And you need to be vigilant. Yeah, look at this. Synchronicity. Again with 3 o'clock. Take a risk. So, like, what it's telling you is that there will be synchronicities, and it has something to do with 3 o'clock. That will tell you when to make a move and when not to make a move. Wow. Sag, this is so... Signs are us. Wow. So, okay, Sagittarius. Let's get a mantra for you, because why not? Sagittarius. Sagittarius. What's the mantra? Oh, okay, right quick. Oh, upside down. All that I need is coming to me in ways I could never have imagined. Yeah, so don't let that 9 of Swords creep up on you. And the 9 of Swords usually creeps up when we're thinking it's never going to happen. It's no. No, Sag. Everything works out for you all the time. So that's what I have for you. I hope it really helps. Toodles.